Hello, everyone. My name is Chastity Hewlett, and I am completing this summer my specialist in learning design and technology. A little bit about myself. I'm married to my husband, Marshall. We have been married for 21 years. We have three children. We have a 19-year-old, a 13-year-old, 19 and 13-year-old boy, and a 6-year-old little girl that definitely keeps us on our toes. I currently work at Coker Elementary as the gifted resource teacher, kindergarten through sixth grade. I had previous to this job, I've been here for 3 years. Before this, I was in third grade for 10 years and taught all subjects. And I did my very first year teaching in pre-K, which was that was really an experience to say the least. So why did I want to get this degree? I had went through learning design and technology and received my master's and really loved the content and what I was learning. I had been a 21st century teacher, which I don't know that you even hear that term much anymore, and was able to have lots of technology in my classroom. And as you can see through some of these standards portfolio in the beginning, I think I just ran with technology. It's so cool and new, and tried to base all of my lessons around the technology instead of doing the opposite of that, is creating lessons and then working in technology to enhance that. So I was able to learn so much during my master's. I really wanted to continue into the specialist. Another thing too, with that being said, is when COVID and when the pandemic hit, I realized how important this design is when you are needing to have different types of learning. I mean, having to know how to do instruction using technology when there could be something happen and your students wouldn't be here. So I felt like that I was able to really help out our school and our district with my degree in my master's. So I knew that going on and get my specialist would only enhance what I already knew. And what I hope to do with this degree is to be able to help my colleagues. I already do some training. I'm on the Google team for the district, so I do some mini training models during after hours, like they're 45 minutes modules after school. Or I have also done some introductory things to like Google Docs during teacher planning, and it's only like a 50-minute segment as well. So I've done that sometimes. So I'm hoping to be able to increase my knowledge in technology to be able to help my colleagues, but also I hope that I'm able to use my degree to make student learning, student achievement be the forefront of the whole reason that I use technology. I do have a little bit of a desire to go into our technology department. They have really enhanced that, and especially since the pandemic, there's lots of new jobs opening. The only thing is I really like interacting with students on a daily basis, and with something like that, it's more of behind the scenes. So I'm not sure yet. Right now, I love what I'm doing, and just hope that I know that this degree is going to make me a better educator. I would say that I've been able to grow tremendously, not just during my specialist, but over the master's and the specialist program. I think I have become a much better educator just because I'm able to identify tools and activities using technology and effectively be able to show students how to use that as a tool and not as a baseline when they are creating or doing their own projects. There were several things that I think was meaningful to me, but I guess what stands out most for me this semester, actually, I was able to work with our our digital learning team for the county, and through a project that we had to do for Dr. Kopsha, we had to do some type of was an applied project, and so we reached out to the girl that's over our digital learning team, and we had some meetings set up, and we are changing. It's kind of been a slow move we were moving all from office Microsoft Office and all to Google. So this fall, we are going to be 100% Google, and they have given us different things to transfer documents and stuff over, but a lot of our veteran teachers who are not real sure of themselves using technology have not transferred those files over. They don't know a lot about Google Docs. So we brainstormed, then came back to the meeting and decided that the best thing to do would be to create some training that we would let out this summer that would help people transition into this big change. So Samantha, who I have went through the program with, she and I created a training. Well, we're still doing that. So 4 training models that had tasks where we use technology to show how to do that. The teachers would be able to pause, work through different things on their own time. It was self-paced. We completely finished the first module. We did Google Drive and Google Classroom. We've already started working on the second module, and these are all going to be rolled out before December 1st. So we're really excited about that, and I think seeing the other side of the creation and being able to research effective professional development strategies for adults has just kind of been an eye-opener to me as well. And I think the funny thing is what we see with our students when we're teaching is kind of like a lot of that is like teaching adults. You want to make it fun and interactive. For students, well, that's what adults want too. They want things that are fun and interactive and, that they can work on and they'll have. So that was probably the most meaningful thing we did this semester. Another thing that we did, and I've connected that to in the coaching aspects in my portfolio on the Standard 8. And another thing that was very meaningful to me this semester was in Dr. Stefaniak's class, we were able to work with a Clark County mentor program, which really kind of took me out of my comfort zone. It was something I had never done. I had worked with the best group of ladies when we did this, but we collaborated to create an evaluation plan for Clark County mentor program. And we did kind of like an in-depth study. We were able to meet with some of the people, actually one of the stakeholders in this program. And our challenge was to effectively align their mentor training programs with national benchmarks in order for them to effectively produce highly trained mentors. That was probably one of the most difficult tasks that we did for this degree, for our specialist degree, but one of the most rewarding, just like kind of how I was talking about, we were able to take on the coach's role. And when we did the Google training, we were kind of really getting behind the scenes with what it means for instructional design outside of the school system. So I always kind of had in my mind, I'm always thinking about instructional design in the school, in the classroom. And so this was able to get me out of my comfort zone and be able to work with an outside program to inspire something that was going to be very effective for their program. So this was also one of the most meaningful things that I have done. And I also used that for Standard 3, which was Citizen, inspiring positive contributions and responsibility, participate in the digital world. So that was one of the most meaningful things for me as well. And if I look at both of those highlights of the program, I can see three things that in both of those. We were making a plan, having a vision, and then able to meet a goal. And so I think for both of those activities or those projects we did, I was able to do those three things. The next thing is what worked well in the program, and always easy access to professors. I feel like that we have lots of friends who've been through other programs that did not have this access. I feel like we've built relationships for the last 3 or 4 years in this program We really have missed Dr. Knapp during our specialist, but I know this has kind of been a crazy way. Samantha and I being the first ones to go through a specialist program where we did the master's and the specialist both in instructional design and technology. So it was a little, a little crazy, but all along the way, we've had such great professors we could contact, and it's very easy access. And if it wasn't immediate, they got back to us right away. What could be improved? There's really, and I had said before, I loved it so much I didn't want to say anything could be improved, but I think just going through the whole, like I said, this was different, and we were kind of the guinea pigs for using these standards for the first time. I know last time I felt like we were more, and I know we were, prepared to write our portfolio. Well, that was because you guys had done that before. Several students had went through that. So this was new. No one had used the new standards. And so Samantha and I both went through some very dark, difficult times doing our portfolio because we had such a difficult time finding artifacts to meet these new standards. And then in our masters, we had the wording to use. We knew where to plug things. And so we kind of had to do that from the ground up this time. I know Dr. Kopsha was so helpful to us and could totally see our frustrations. And we've kindly pulled through that. Thank God. We've had to make a lot of changes. I hope that you'll see all the work that we've put in through the portfolio. And I hope that you're able to see how we met those standards, even though sometimes it was a stretch. I just want to end this with saying thank you so much. I could never have a better experience through a master's or a specialist program. I've always wanted to have a degree from UGA. So thank you all. And who knows, maybe you'll see us again sometime, even though we say we're done. But I hope you enjoy the portfolio, and I hope it meets your standards. Thank you.